It's the end of 2025. How did your year turn out? Did you meet the expectations you put for yourself? Or are you still a work in progress? Well, no worries. I thought I would take a little bit of bold personal truth and share some things that happen normally when we set out with these grand old plans, and then we get to the end of the year and we do some reflection and we do some inner work and we ask ourselves, how'd it go? So I'll just share my experience. Maybe you can relate, maybe not. I started 2025 with the desire to release about 50 pounds and ended 2025 with now the desire to release about 60 pounds. Happens. I used my little treadmill here like 204 times this year. So I've got some work to do on that. I did pay it off. Woo! Yay. Okay, we paid off that investment. So that's kind of my personal world. For some of you may or may not know, I have been working in behavioral health for almost a decade. I've supported a lot of people with chronic health issues, chronic health needs. I left that chronic health position back in 2023 because I was looking at ways of how can people really use the tools of behavioral science and then couple them with the Bible. And how can that help people really get a grip on themselves, learn what they need to learn about themselves, kind of go inward, and really leverage the 66 books of God's love story. And when I went out, I had some really great plans for the business in 2025, and the whole year progressed and did look nothing like I thought. But I'm so grateful that I was at least willing to try. And then through that process, refining happened. God delivered a really neat opportunity where I'm able to now partner with an organization 20 hours a week who they have huge clients as EAP clients. And I won't get into all that because that's not the purpose. The purpose is being able to do what you love, which is help impact people's life change and help people get to their goals is the main thing. That was the main thing. And God said throughout the year, keep the main thing the main thing. And I will tell you that me and God had a lot we had to wrestle with this year. We had a lot of financial wrestle. We had a lot of just personal relationship wrestle. We just had a lot of questions. And through this year, it has been so impactful that now I get to take that of how God had me wrestle and ask a lot of questions of him and help bring others to what God is calling you to. So today's PSA is just a moment of personal truth. We all have the personal truth, and then we get the access to the Bible, which is our main source of truth. And in our message recently at church, we really kind of talked about Romans 12, like renewing our mind. What does that mean? Thinking positive, being positive, using the words, our words don't come back void. So at the end of the day, it's really about understanding that you're not alone, understanding that you're the one that makes the rules. God gives us guardrails in the Bible, but the reality is you get to do trial and correction. You're the one that gets to decide how you think, decide how you choose, and decide how you act. And all of those choices and decisions are going to come with a natural consequence. And we get to just show up as human and do those natural consequences. Like sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're negative. Nothing in life we have control over. We cannot control other people. We cannot control how other people respond or what their words are or how they choose. But we do get to control how our reaction is. How are we using our emotions? And we've talked a lot about this in the in the roundtables, how are we using our emotions as signals instead of dictators of how we show up in our day-to-day life? So if you're watching this or in a chunk or two or whatever you're doing, I just encourage you to know whatever you're going through, you are absolutely not alone. There's somebody else that has walked to your similar shoes. There's somebody else that has tried and experimented with life. There's somebody else asking the same questions that you're asking. So know that you're not alone and that it's okay to have those questions and answers. So I just want to ask you today, and I'd love to have a little comment below. What do you want me to pray for you about? How can I pray for you? How can I help you answer those questions? Because let's face it, and it talks about in the Bible, we're not meant to do life alone. We're meant to do life in community, in collaboration, in relationship. And if we feel like we're missing those pieces, life can feel very anxious. It can feel like we're worried about everything. It can feel like we want to assert our will onto people, whether it's our family, our spouse, our significant other, our coworkers, and we can never achieve asserting our will onto somebody else. So when we acknowledge or identify that that might be happening, which causes a lot of stress, worry, anxiety, fear, and all of the above, of all these underlying negative emotions, when we can accept it, we can then find what is the next step. Since we can assert our will, but we can shift how we respond. And typically, positive responses will net positive outcomes. It's kind of pretty basic and simple, but if we look at behavioral health, our mind is so dynamic and it's so cool, but it does go to work to talk ourselves out of things. It goes to work in giving us all this fear. And fear is basically your subconscious trying to protect you and keep you in the same place that you always are. And so when we can acknowledge, be where you're at, wherever you are today, as you're ending 2025, as you're ending this, just check in with yourself. How did the year go? And you always have a new beginning here in just a couple days, or just right now. Could be right now. Right now could be your new beginning. So keep going. Remember why you started. If you need some clarity or support, that's what I do. Please reach out. Please shoot something in that chat. Give some feedback. And have a very happy new year. Oh, and if you have to be by yourself on New Year's, it's okay. I'll be by myself. My husband's traveling. It's okay. Just be. Be you. Find your source of truth. And allow. Have a great and happy new year. And we'll see you in 2026. Bye-bye.